Hi. For those that don't know me, my name is Amanda, and I am a domestic abuse survivor. In my situation, I prefer not to say domestic violence because I did not suffer any physical violence. My story comes from emotional, mental, and spiritual abuse. I do say spiritual abuse because throughout, and especially at the end, my spirituality was used against me during arguments in the relationship. So, what brings me to making these series of videos is I had posted on my Facebook something about the problem with PTSD in my situation isn't so much the slamming doors, the loud noises, walking heavy, just yelling towards each other from one end of the house to the other, little things like that. We'll just say little things like that. I do have other triggers that come in different forms, but the biggest one is there's a level of embarrassment that I have trying to talk about this. And it doesn't come from a place with strangers. I can tell a million strangers a day I am a survivor of domestic abuse. It's hard for me to tell my friends because pre-relationship, I was a very non-controllable person. So to admit that I allowed that to happen for so long is embarrassing. And to admit that I allowed that to happen for my son to experience that is embarrassing. So, what I had said was along the lines of the levels of isolation. He spent so long isolating me from my friends and family in a physical sense that now that I'm no longer with him, there is still a control that he has because I feel isolated. I know my friends don't judge me. I know my friends won't judge me. I know my friends care, and they might have their opinions, but there's no judgment. And that's the same way I am with some of the stupid shit that they do. Like, I have my opinions, you're a dumb bitch, but there's no judgment because I understand you gotta do you, which I understand that's them, and that's their stance on things. But it's still the fact that I know, so I'm embarrassed. So I have a hard time talking to my friends about this. I feel like everything I say is a burden, and that, nobody wants to hear me complain about him. So I'm making this so that I can complain about him, and whoever wants to listen can listen, whoever wants to watch can watch, whoever wants to commiserate, who wants to, listen, maybe understand a little bit, I survived anorexia, and I bring my story to people who are dealing with that. So now that I have literally survived a mentally abusive domestic abuse situation, I want to bring those shadows and cast some light and just, I have a couple of friends who are suffering and who have, experiences. I have a couple of friends who are trying to do their own best in similar situations. So, I'm going to break up 9 years of memories and feelings into probably subjects. Like talking about PTSD, one talking about isolation, one talking about the loss of identity, etc., etc. When asked about my tattoos, because I have a couple of new ones, because everybody knows tattoos have stories, and I tell them that these are a representation of coming out of a domestic abusive home environment. I'm gonna sneeze in a minute. It's always good for you, I'm so proud of you, blah, blah, blah. People don't ever ask me, nobody ever says, why did you stay? Because, they know that that's a horrible fucking question. And if you ever ask an abuse survivor or victim, or experiencer, why are you staying? Why did you stay? Why don't you leave? You're an asshole. And hopefully these series of videos and vlogs, I can't say vlog. I feel awkward saying vlog. So hopefully these series will help people explain that. Understand that. I'm gonna go for now. And bring you a story soon.